Welcome to Real Inside Sales Talk with Mark and Jason. Thank you so much for joining us on episode 3 of Real ISA Talk.
Welcome.
So, let me ask you, Jason, how's your night going?
Well, so far it's a lovely, kind of rainy, damp summer evening. It's nice and cool out tonight. We had a little rain shower come through, a little thunderstorm. Cooled things off a little bit, but I tell you what, it did not cool off, Mark.
Oh?
It did not cool off the sales.
Oh my gosh, no it didn't. I had a great day today.
Yeah, me too. Tell me about your day. What was the greatest thing about today?
Well, I don't want to steal the thunder, so I'll let you go first.
Well, the reason my day was great today, because I had the satisfaction of knowing I looked back over the last month at my production and efficiency in my current day job. And my production and my efficiency increased about 35% over the last month, over an increase from the previous month of about 20%. So month to month. Oh, yeah.
So that's better.
Oh, making the company lots of money, making myself a little bit of extra scratch, setting a great example for all the other employees, setting a great example for my boss. Job security, exactly. So that's what made my day great.
You know, that's amazing. And, I actually had something similar happen. There's expectations that I need to hit monthly as well. And
Right.
I've been going above and beyond all expectations. And I'm not saying that to brag, but it's because they tell me. And also, I ask for feedback,
Right. You
Sometimes,
got to have the feedback.
I need that feedback. Even though you're telling me a good job, sometimes I just have to ask. It's human nature. It's not that I don't believe you. It's just that, I may have woken up on the wrong side of the bed and I have some self-doubt on my shoulder.
Right.
And, I've done my positive affirmations. I've, done a little bit of praying. I've, done my morning rituals that I do. And I just can't seem to get that negative Nancy off my shoulder. And sometimes I just need to say, hey, I need to hear it from your mouth because I respect you.
Right.
You're important to me.
Right.
And I trust you. So
you've got to have affirmations around the house. You got to have affirmations in the office. You got to have affirmations when you step into the bathroom in the morning. First thing, pour that cup of coffee. I mean, set a picture of something that motivates you each morning by your coffee maker. Whether it's the kids, whether it's a new Porsche, whether it's a boat, in my world, it's, if I could get a new bass boat, Mark,
my God,
my life would be complete.
That's just it. It'd be a solo show for a month. It'd just be Welcome to Real ISA Talk with Mark.
Yeah, exactly. I would be gone.
Boat.
I would be gone.
Kisses bass.
That's right. I would do that. I would be completely gone, Mark. But I'm glad you people are tuned in, downloaded Real Inside Sales Talk. This is episode 3. I'm Jason. This is Mark. What we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about some sales techniques. We're going to talk about some managing your staff. You can find us on Facebook at where?
At Real ISA Talk. Again, that's Real Indigo Sierra Alpha Talk.
Inside Sales
There's 2 headsets as a picture.
Yes, which will be, how long are we going to leave that up there?
Well, I think now that you bring it up, it's time for a change. We're making so many changes. We started off as a real estate motivational website, just an outlet for me personally to
how we began.
Just talk, and hopefully someone hears it. And then, some really talented salespeople hear it. Like Emily.
Well, here's a little interjection, a little history of the Real Inside Sales Talk, Mark. I mean, I have to tell you that you were the inspiration to make sure that this happened because I saw what you were doing. Great on the Facebook page. You were motivated. You wanted to succeed. Had a high desire to succeed. Your goals were clear cut. And also, I saw opportunity because I'm pretty good at managing people, Mark. I'll tell you that straight up. And I thought that the synergy that we could do here with people to help people leverage both our assets to be able to get people, transform people into accomplishing their goals, accomplishing their dreams, making their dreams happen, making the life that they want to live happen. And that's your strength, is you are so good at what you're doing of conveying the urgency for that customer, for that client to list with you, to set that appointment with you. And that's what we have to talk about more here on Real ISA Talk. Find us on Facebook.com. Mark, again, let's talk about some sales techniques. How about that?
If you're afraid to ask for feedback, then you don't have the right relationship with the people that you're working with.
Right.
There's so many agents that I've worked with, and I've coached thousands of telemarketers in my 13 years of being on the phone. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't matter if I was a team leader or just, someone in the trenches just like them. People always came to me because I was either number one or number two at anywhere I went, and it was because of my style was completely different than everyone else.
How well do you take feedback? That's important.
Honestly,
yeah.
And I didn't know this about myself until I became a father, but I did not know how to take orders or truly listen, until I was 21 years old.
Really?
And
really?
my dad, I love him to death. He passed away when I was younger, but the thing I think about daily, like I'll be mowing the lawn,
right?
And he always said, "Mark, attention to detail."
Oh yeah.
And so I started paying attention to the details in selling, what I was doing, what was working, what was not working. And if you're afraid to talk to your manager and say, "Hey, how am I really doing? I need you to pump me up." I mean, that's what they're paid to freaking do.
And a good manager will pump you up, won't they, Mark?
Yes.
They will step right in and they will know.
My team leader, Nikki, last at Expedia, she was amazing. Her husband was really smart too. And there was a lot of great coaches over there and inspiration. And in fact, I even got to meet the owner of Zillow, also the owner of
Expedia,
Hotels.com, many other outlets as well.
Yeah.
There's a picture of me 4 years ago on our Facebook page, Real ISA Talk.
Nice.
It was me 4 years ago. I gave him bunny ears and an airport hanger.
Check it out, people. Like and share it. Like and share us at Facebook, Real ISA Talk, Facebook.com. Now, Mark, let me ask you something. When you were working for, you said there was a person named Nikki that you were really respectful of and did a good job.
Yeah, she just set crystal clear expectations.
That's what I was about to ask. Yeah. Did she set the objectives like initially, right? And give me a second, Mark, to just preface what we're talking about here. Is we're talking about managing people, and we're talking about managing your staff. And even if you only supervise one person, okay, you're still managing someone else. That's an extra set of problems that you have to deal with. And a manager, even kids, I mean, even going through life. I have children. Mark has children. Half the time you're preparing, at least at my kids at my stage, they're teenagers, I'm preparing them for adulthood is what I'm doing, Mark. So they have to know their responsibilities that need to be met. If they want to drive the car, there was a responsible way for driving the car.
Oh, so, yes, and I have to add, I have a 7-year-old son who has ADD.
He'll be a great salesman.
Yeah, he will be, but we use what's called a ticket system. I could not get my son to listen, so he has to earn tickets to play video games.
Okay.
Go outside and play.
Right.
Whatever.
Good process. Does it work?
It has done amazing. I've paid for a lot of therapy. I went through anger management, lots of different outlets for me and him, parental, kids, both.
Right.
Everything. Lots of man hours. And so, if Gage earns 20 tickets, he can play PlayStation or he can go outside and run his bike.
Right.
But he has to do 20 chores.
Wow.
So if I say
20 chores?
Here's how it works.
So if Mark, what do you do?
So it gets great. So if I say, take that bathroom trash can and go and dump it into the dumpster out in the garage.
Okay.
That's one ticket.
Okay.
Well, there's 2 bathrooms.
2 bathrooms.
Each of them needs dumped. That's 2 tickets.
2 tickets.
Within 5 minutes, he got it done, right?
Right.
All right, so he's fast. So I say, pick up those 4 bath towels on the floor.
Okay.
That's 4 tickets.
Okay.
So he's got 6 tickets.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
all right, see that dog poop out there?
Right.
All right, I'm actually going to, I know you hate doing this, so I'm going to double your tickets. I'm going to give you 2 tickets to go out there, pick up that dog poop,
good incentive,
and go and dispose of it. And then when he comes back, guess what I'm going to say?
What are you going to say?
I'm going to give you 2 more tickets for washing your hands. Let me smell your hands when you come back.
Right.
Next thing you know, he's almost at 20 tickets. I just pointed out some simple stuff.
Okay, everybody, Mark, close your ears. Gabe, I'm going to get you on here so you can talk about the tickets, and let's work on your dad here. Gage, I'm sorry. We can get more tickets for you, buddy. We'll get you on here. So, okay, Mark, you can open your ears now. So, and thank you for sharing that, Mark. I mean, that's one thing on this podcast between Mark and myself. You're going to find out is real personal experience, things that have worked, things that don't work, what we go through on our daily lives to make things just improve the lives of the people around us, and that starts with your family. And
parents are salesmen too.
Exactly, and even if you have a dog, or a cat, you're coaching that thing to do whatever.
We're getting a golden doodle.
A what?
A golden doodle.
What, like a golden retriever? What?
Mixed with a poodle?
Seriously, Mark?
Guess how much it is?
How much? Don't even tell me, Mark. I don't even.
Oh,
no, really?
Really? My wife made me buy a $3,000 shadow style box fence for the dog, And I've already invested $3,000 on the dog. I'm gonna spend $700 on buying the dog. Then I still have to buy food, a food bowl. I actually got a free dog shed thing, dog house given to me. And
you love your wife, Mark. Tell me, it's obvious you love your wife.
She rocks my world.
Okay.
She got me whipped. She's got me sold. Clothes.
Okay. So Mark's living the dream right now. Okay. Oh, so let's move on. Let's move on to our topic for today, folks.
I need one of these.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And we thank you again for downloading our episode. You can find us on iTunes. You can find us on Stitcher, Facebook, Real ISA Talk. Mark, we want to talk about our first little segment here. We want to talk about
Coca-Cola people.
Coca-Cola. What? Yeah. If you have a Coca-Cola or a lemonade, sweet tea.
And then if you have some hard liquor sitting somewhere, mix it in a cup and turn it into Real ISA Talk. Comment on Facebook.
But only if you're off work and done. We're not condoning anybody drinking at work or anything.
No.
So
could you imagine that? Like someone that's like taking your food order and they're just like hammered and they're like falling all over themselves, and you're like,
yeah, actually,
I want a steak well done, and they're like, Durr.
Yeah, Mark, I actually can.
Oh my gosh!
Let me tell you about the time I sold door to door. You want to talk about open and okay, listeners, heads up here if you've got kids around. I just want to say
real talk time.
Yeah, you might just want to say the adults talking in the room. So just if the kids are there, skip this segment or turn it down, or have the kids, go run in the street and play and follow the yellow line.
Run in the street in front of the car.
No.
The hell's wrong with you, Jason?
No. Have them go to the library and get a book. They've got a book to read, or tell them to log in.
Library.
Yeah. Oh, that's an old.
It's called a Wikipedia.
I'm dating myself.
You're so old.
Yeah, I'm dating myself. So anyway, what we're trying to
Wow.
what we're trying to do here is. That's just it. Your sales comes into every aspect of your life. And what we want to talk about is coaching staff here and coaching and managing people.
Absolutely.
And that's just it. I mean, with your children, with your employees day to day. And one of the things is establishing trust. And let me tell you here, since you shared your moment with your autistic child and or ADHD.
He's been called worse.
Yeah, that's all right. Well, since you
reference to episode 1. Come on, that's funny.
Okay, since you shared with Gage,
planted that seed. You see, I made it develop among the radio shows, just like I do in my phone calls. I plant the seed early on. I let that seed just kind of grow.
Well, I have teenagers. They just turned 16. I have boy-girl twins. And
I'm a twin. I
know you're a twin. That's why we're doing this podcast, because we have that kind of existential connection.
You have a crush on my sister.
I guess I do. So what do you think you have to establish is trust with your employee or your child or your relationship or whoever you might be dating somebody new. You need to establish trust. Marriage, all about trust. Business partnerships, Mark, do I trust you? Yes. I would. Mark, I'd jump in front of a bullet for you.
Well, I would do that too, but not just for religious reasons. But you have to say, why do you want people to trust me? You have to have a solid foundation.
Exactly.
You have to do. I'm not saying meditating or chakra absorption or whatever the meditation skills you're into on a day-to-day basis. I know they vary depending on who you talk to.
Just getting it like we referenced in the last
build
episode.
Build a foundation, like me.
You had a nurture in the last episode, and you developed trust over time. So what did you do with trust? How did you develop trust with them?
I set crystal clear expectations, and I was no bullshit. I didn't lie to them.
Right.
I'm saying, yes, I'm a real estate agent. I work with a lot of buyers in Springfield that are looking for homes. When you're ready to sell a home, give me a call. That way I can give you an estimate on the house. I have a licensed appraiser that I work with. He's also the owner of the company.
Right.
I will have him personally come and visit with you about the future sale of your house.
Exactly.
Now, I'm also going to say, well, let me ask you this, okay? Because I know you'd tell me if you didn't want to work with me, and I don't want to waste your time.
Right.
And right there, I've given them an opportunity to back out.
And you followed up.
I do. I say, okay, I'm going to stay in touch with you via a text message, a call, or an email, or all of the above.
Getting to know somebody over time, because you go to I go to the same convenience store every day. I'm a person of routine. You go to the same convenience store every day, Mark. Get to know the person who works the register there, because one of these days they may be a client. I mean, that person in line. I mean, sometimes it might seem uncomfortable.
Do you know what I do?
What do you do?
I sell real estate.
Do you really?
I see
really?
you every day. Do you live in an apartment nearby?
Well, yeah, I do. And I've been, one thing, I've got a friend who's been thinking about buying a home.
I run this webpage that says I need a home with no money down.
Do you really?
Yeah. So like, if you're like me, and the first time I bought a house and I didn't have any money,
didn't have any. I know. I know. It's but hey, they've got cash. He's got a good job.
Well, hey, that's awesome. But like, if you're like me and you don't,
right?
I need a home with no money down.
Okay. So that's what we're talking about, is taking those opportunities when you see somebody, when you're standing in that line frustrated that the cashier
the guy, great, where's he looking to buy?
Right.
He's got cash.
It's the old
that's how you handle it too.
And I forget the guy's name, but he had the whole I saw this on video one time. He had the whole when you're having like the kid at Lowe's carry out, your plant to your car, and you say, all right, thanks for, carrying out the plant to my car and putting it in my vehicle. You say, oh, by the way, if you were going to buy a car or a home today, who would you call? And the guy might think and say, well, I don't know. And that's where you could say, well, you can call me. Now that you know me, you need a car, you need a home, you need a haircut, you need engage of, pet sitting. I mean, whatever it is your business is. Hey, I have an HVAC business, by the way. If you know anybody whose air conditioner might need to be checked out of their furnace, hey, winter's coming on, and it's a good idea to, get this evaluation. Our company offers this free, free evaluation of your heating and ventilation system. We'll tell you what might need to be, done with it, or if it needs to be worked on. And you get 20% off your first service call. Always be looking for the opportunity, and that's where when we talk about our employees and managing our employees, is find out what motivates them. What motivates that employee to work for you? Mark, I'm coming in to work for you at the call center. What are you going to ask me?
What are your challenges and goals, and why are you working in a call center?
Well, because I want to make some money, man. I got to make some money. I got to put some scratch together.
Okay, so if I tell you exactly what to do, will you do it without questioning me?
Yes, I want to make money.
Okay, and if you do question me, will you be honest and question me?
Yes, I'll ask lots of questions.
Okay, and then if you promise to call in sick, will you tell me the truth why you're calling in sick?
Yeah, because, dude, I mean, I'll be honest with you, Mark. I like to go out and party at night and stay up late until 4 or 5 in the morning. So some mornings I might not be in until 10.
Okay, so after 3 call-ins, I have to let you know that you are terminated. So with that expectation being set, are you ready to work here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I won't call in more than 3 times. I just want to make money. That's all I want to do is make money.
All right,
that's all I care about is making money.
So I have these 6 pieces of paper. If you can memorize these 6 pieces of paper, I guarantee that you're going to make X amount of dollars every year. Do you believe what I'm saying, or do you think I'm lying to you?
Well, it's hard to say. Everybody says that. I mean, how do I know?
Because watch this.
Okay.
I show them.
Don't you wish that employee's going to show up tomorrow, Mark?
That employee's going to show up.
I guarantee you tomorrow that employee's going to show up tomorrow. Because I tell you why. We just visualized it. We just made it happen.
And I was straight, and I didn't lie to them, and I set the expectation. I was crystal clear, and that's me working my high D personality,
right?
The problems and
now let me interject and
I'm projecting the future. Do I want to do fucking paperwork on this guy? Hang on. Yeah. Do I want to write this guy up for calling in sick? Did I hire this guy who could go through training, waste our money, and then get fired a week later because you got some bullshit happen? Okay.
Right.
Skipping past that too, I just want to say, you talk about like the people at Lowe's or people doing side gigs like gas stations,
right,
and anywhere else, side hustling. With a side hustling, you have to know how to read your customers and pick your battles.
Exactly.
Yes, everyone can be sold to, but you need to find common ground, and you need to find a way to connect with them that's going to want them to want to use you for a side service.
Exactly.
If you're annoying and acting like a jackass, they are not going to talk with you.
Right. And what you want when you're managing people, when you're managing that employee, you want them to help with the solution. You want them to help you create those goals. So that way you'll ask me with the employee, all right, I'm going to ask you, what do I get when I close 20 deals this week? What are you going to get me?
What are your expectations?
I want to make money.
How much money?
I want to make $100,000 in the next 6 months.
Do you really believe that's possible?
I do, if I put my mind to it.
Do you think this product you can sell to make enough to earn $100,000?
Show me the product and let me sell it.
Okay, so what products do you think you're good at selling?
Well, I'm good at selling anything because what I do is I can create urgency for a buyer.
Sell me this pen.
Okay, well, take a sheet of paper and write something on. That's an easy one. Here's what we need to do. When you have that employee who says money is my motivation, say, okay, here's what you can do to get money. What you can do to get money. is, first of all, here's my expectations. I expect you to make 100 phone calls each day. If you make 100 phone calls each day and you close, let's be optimistic here, and say you'll set 20% of the appointments. I mean, an ungodly amount, 20%. Okay, so that's out of 100 phone calls that you make, you set 20 appointments. Let's say 5 of those appointments were actually a deal closed. That's approximately, let's say the average deal is $150,000, or depending on the market you're in, could be $500,000. Let's just call it.
Let's also look at the flip side. Let's imagine one of those deals falls through.
How many are going to close? Exactly.
Imagine that they're going to cancel because they didn't get the list price. Let's imagine of how many of these appointments are 1, 2, 3 years out from selling. And let's look at these deals that say, okay, I'm ready to list and sign and sell now.
Right. And that's why I want you to be able to
There's lots of different expectations. And that's why, like, as an inside sales agent in real estate and any appointment setting environment, you have to find out if your employer's expectations are real.
Right.
Like, the reason I love working for Team Real Estate is my employees have realistic expectations, and that's amazing.
Exactly. And what you want to do as you're going along with your employees, and you sit down with them each week and you say, okay, you're going to make 500 phone calls, you're going to make at least 50 contacts, you're going to set at least 20 appointments. And then what we're going to do is, after each week, we're going to evaluate your pros and your cons. And this is where, in our last episode, we talked about Mary Kay, the founder of Mary Kay Cosmetics. She always said, sandwich the two positives, or sandwich the negative in between the two positives. That means you want to come on and say, look, Mark, you've done great. You've done 500 calls this week. You've only made 2 appointments though, and our goal is to set for 5. But what you're doing is excellent here. You've got great rapport. Here's some phone conversations we're going to build on, and here's where we're going to get you to those 5 each week. That's where you come in as a good coach.
You're doing a good job.
You're doing a great job. We want you. We value service.
It's going to happen.
Exactly. You're going to have
We're
failures.
generating a forecast for the future. And
exactly.
You're helping us build something from nothing. So thank you.
Exactly. And that's the difference between being a manager just to manage people. Hey, I just showed up today, and damn it, you people need to make, your 500 calls and set your 5 appointments, and if you don't do that, then you're out of here.
Hellfire and brimstone.
Exactly. Exactly. No fun, no encouragement, just a straight face. And Mark, I'm really disappointed in you not being able to do this. I'm sorry, we're going to have to let you go. No, you don't want that. You want to be able to go in and say, look.
We all want to whip that guy's ass.
Right. Oh, we do. We do. You want to go in and you say, okay, Mark, you're trying to get a new car, trying to buy a new car. And let's say you're trying to buy a new house, or you're trying to buy a big fat diamond ring for,
Before you even do that too, you got to say, okay, first off, you want to start off with, hey, you're doing great. What are you doing differently this week than you did last week?
Right.
And how's that working for you?
Right.
And let's see how we can make things better.
Right.
Or if we just need to keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah, I listen to you on these phone calls, and I find out that on these phone calls, when you hear a specific word or you get a specific objection, your voice and your tone changes. We need to modify that. We need to stop that. So that way, when you hear that objection, or when you hear that particular word, or when you might detect something from the other person coming through that might be boredom or something, or they're not interested, or they're like, oh, I really wish you wouldn't call me anymore. You're able to, break through that and get a conversation engaged. Because if you're trying to list somebody's house and you're calling them to set that appointment there, especially if they're not initially interested in selling, okay? And okay, let's say they're a maybe. They're just saying, okay, I've been thinking about it. Well, did you know that the market in your area of, Woodridge Estates, there have been approximately 5 homes sold over the last 6 months at this price, and did you know
if I could, would you?
If there was a way, if
it makes more financial sense to do it now rather than in 3 years, how would that affect your decision?
If I knocked on the door today and said, I want to give you $500,000 for your $200,000 house here, would you take that?
That's Zillow make me move.
Well, that's some markets though, man. That's some markets. I mean, you've got some markets where, where you got people that, it could be a shack in the middle of, downtown.
Here's derp.
Yeah, and I mean that's the thing is I've seen things in San Francisco that were like just like that, a shack in the middle of downtown San Francisco that went for like $2 million.
So that's normal for them.
Well, exactly.
And here, like in our area, we're like, well, we're going to do some research. We're going to look at the numbers.
Right.
We're not going to make an important decision this quick.
Right, and that's one thing you want to make sure your staff understands is they have the knowledge and the expertise that they need to be able to do their job successfully. And what you can do to make sure that your staff, and that you as the business owner, you as the spouse, you as the person who is
the leader of the house,
the leader of the team, man, woman, it doesn't matter what you do. You want to make more money, you want to make more sales, you want to be more efficient, you want to have a better staff under you. What do? You listen to our podcast, Real Inside Sales Talk. You can find us at Facebook at Real ISA on Facebook. Mark, tell us what happens when a person becomes a supporting listener of our secret group on Facebook.
As a supporting listener to Real ISA Talk on Facebook, that's Real Inside Sales Agent Talk.
Real Inside Sales Talk, you're getting it here.
1 year subscription is going to get you for just $5 a month.
$5.
A 30-minute coaching call with me and Jason personally, where you tell us your problems, how you're working those problems,
right?
Where you're seeing your successes and your
we
fails
will help
out,
you develop a strategy
and see what we can do to help you get more money in your business. And also at the same time, you're going to be talking with people that have. I do real estate.
I manage people.
He manages people. You know, he is the yin to my yang. So if I don't know the answer, he will. And if for some,
two heads are better than one, Mark.
Sometimes
I mean, that's what you get. 3 or 4 or 5. And that's what we want to be able to help you do is become more successful in whatever career it is that you choose, whatever endeavor it is that you choose. You want to be a great entrepreneur. Find the opportunities out there. Find out what people want. Figure out a way to make money from it. You want to be, just satisfied in your day job and just go along and be able to at least make decent money, but, enjoy your life. Enjoy your off time, recreation time. Then that means saving money, spending less than you make, thinking about the opportunities that you could possibly invest in, spend some extra time at work from home online. There are so many opportunities out there where you as a person can create not only your own content, your own product, you have expertise, you have a hobby that you can do. And that's part of our secret group on Facebook that our subscribers, our supporting listeners can be a part of for just as little as $5 a month. Mark, is that just not, if you'd have had that when you started in telemarketing, how would it have changed you?
Oh, I would have been probably a millionaire by the time I was 25.
See, that's exactly right. That's right.
If I could get the knowledge of what I have now at 31 at the age of 16,
right,
it would be night and day difference. And
it would.
And, I saw something interesting today while I was driving. Guess what I saw today, Jason?
What did you see today?
Saw a panhandler in front of Walmart asking for free money.
Really?
Yeah.
Just standing there, just they always do.
Yep. And you know what I noticed he was doing?
What?
He was running car to car to car to car to car.
Really?
You know what he was doing?
What?
He was increasing his failure rate. And you know why that's okay?
Right. That's a good thing.
Is because eventually he's going to get that one person that gives him that money.
Gives him that exactly.
And guess how many cars stop through that stoplight every night?
Oh, I can't imagine.
Thousands.
Thousands upon thousands.
If you got one car out of every 100,
gave him $5.
$5. Maybe most people tip 20.
You and I are in the wrong line of work, Mark.
Yeah.
Well, let's go stand outside of Walmart with a sign.
If panhandlers are okay with increasing their failure rate, why aren't you?
Well,
pick up the phone,
right?
Start texting, start emailing, call people. I'll be honest with you, people need to talk to you, build rapport, and feel comfortable with you. Well, and if they're not, you're wasting your time calling leads that you have not built good rapport with, or you're not comfortable with calling. You should be excited to call a lead rather than be like, oh, it's this person.
Exactly. And this is where we're going to get into our last segment here. And what we want to talk about is our sales techniques. I mean, the great example of the panhandler on the side of the road. He may make pretty good money at that. I mean, and regardless of the moral judgment of the whole thing, the guy's out there working.
He's hustling.
He's hustling, man. He's hustling. Yeah. So let's talk some sales techniques. And there's a guy that I've read.
And we're not saying it's okay, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. If you haven't read a guy named Harry Brown, Harry Brown's a great salesman. He's written a lot of great books, The Art of Selling. And something like that, Art of Selling or Start Selling Anything. Harry Brown is his name.
I've been trying to read 2 to 3 sales books a month for the last couple of years.
Yeah, well, we'll be posting these on our Facebook page at where?
Real ISA Talk on Facebook.
Exactly. Find us there. Pretty soon you're going to find us at realinsidesalestalk.com. Anyway, what Harry talked about, he said enthusiasm can destroy more sales than it creates. And that's what we're talking about is over-exuberance when you're on a sale. And there's the cheap sales talk that you can get. You can tell somebody's new. I mean,
they act like a jackass.
Well, exactly, exactly, and they drop in the fake sir, the fake man, the cheerleading, exactly,
the sleazy car salesman.
Yeah, well,
if I don't sell you now, I'm gonna get fired.
Right, and the fact that over.
Oh my gosh,
it's over the top ass kissing is what it basically is, and there was a quote in the movie Wall Street way back in the day when. Michael Douglas said the Charlie Sheen character is like, drop the sales talk. It's obvious.
Stop using scripts.
Yeah, exactly.
I know you're using scripts with me, but it's like what happens is sometimes you get so like I've done this. I'm guilty of this. I am a script-aholic.
Right.
I have a problem.
Right.
Sometimes my wife had to say, "Mark, stop," and snap her fingers. Mm-hmm. And lawyers have this problem too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got lawyers in the family. I'm so used to scripting and controlling people.
Right.
I have to stop and say, okay, I cannot control my wife. I can't control my kids like this because I'm not a manipulative asshole.
Right.
And
right.
And I'm really
You're not.
But at work, I'm hired to do a job, and it's not that I'm being fake. It's just what I know how to do.
Well, exactly. And you're the expert, Mark. I mean, you are the expert. I mean, even in my job, I am the expert. I know exactly what's going on. I know exactly how you need to do something. You do it exactly that way. Mark, I mean, and in real estate, I sold real estate for a while too. I had to know the market. I had to know the sales. I had to know the history of everything.
He's coming back. He just doesn't know it.
Yeah, no. Not to real estate, man.
Why is that? Tell me why is that?
That's a conversation for a whole other episode, my friend. Because that involves like
subscribe to and check out our $5.
Well, that maybe on the secret group, but that involves like aliens and the deep state and government and Men in Black, and this crazy Amazon mafia. Really? Yeah. Well,
you know what day it is tomorrow?
What day?
The day that Avengers Infinity War comes out.
Oh, date it.
I've seen it twice. Oh my God, my heart ripped through my chest at the end of both movies. Like I was expecting something to happen, but
didn't happen.
They sold me.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. And I know they're all coming back because there's multiple movies coming back.
Well, there are. Well, we'll touch on that here in a little bit, but let's finish up this little topic here of sales techniques. One is the thing, and we talked about asking great questions. We talked about being an expert. What we want to do is you've got to be able to tell a story. Regardless, this is why I think some people prosper in real estate and others don't, because if they're able to convey a story about something.
Paint a picture.
Let them know the background of something. Let them know that something was used either. Certainly you can use historical items, but if you can talk about, well, there used to be a post office down the road, and there was a little village down there, and there was a little well down the way that was in the middle of the street, and you had the main store just a block down there, and there was a post office across from that, and if you can talk about that sort of thing, or you can say, well, this famous person lived way back here on this piece of property, or, way back in the day, they used to store all their apples in the cave behind your house, or some famous person lived here. Tell a story. Tell a story of the community that you're selling. Tell a story of the product that you're selling. Tell the story of the car that you're selling. Tell a story that, even if it's an appliance, it's going to go in their home. They're going to use it for years. Just think around the stove, how many conversations you're going to have with your children around the stove or the dishwasher.
How much fun are you going to have with Alexa? Hey, Alexa, play this.
Play
hey,
that.
Alexa, what is this? Hey,
exactly.
Google, what's this? Hey, Google, play that.
Exactly.
And Siri, do this. Siri, play that. Siri, what's the forecast?
Siri, make me a double cheese with pepperoni.
Now, if they get that done,
dude, yeah.
Oh, it's over.
Oh, yeah.
My God,
dude,
imagine Futurama where they have pipelines to all the houses.
Right.
You just hit a button and Taco Bell or McDonald's or something comes through. And you have to pay double the price because they have to ship it to you.
Exactly.
But you're totally okay with it because
it's convenience.
You didn't have to use the gas to go there. It's
so one of our episodes though.
Copyright Mark and Jason. How
are sales going to compete with that?
instant gratification.
And you've got
isn't that
Whirlpool.
America?
Whirlpool saying, "Hey, your appliance is about to break down. You need to go buy a new one. We will ship you a new Whirlpool appliance."
Make it a city utility.
Well, then that's the great thing is that creates opportunity for you because then you don't have to waste time.
You're paying taxes.
Then
on
you
it,
don't
too.
have to waste time going to the appliance store, finding the appliance you
You've
want.
got professionals working
Right.
on it. If there's a storm, whatever.
You can find opportunity for yourself doing what you really are passionate
It's
about.
too much of a revenue income, so why could they not do it? I mean,
Exactly. Why could you not?
realistically, they would lose a shitload of money because there's so many people that would have pipes into their house. But
Well,
that's an idea to build on.
Exactly. So what we want to do is let's close it with this: let's our closing moment or closing thought is help that prospect discover the best reason to buy from you. Okay. This goes back to asking those great questions, being the expert. You don't have to be a smooth talker. If you find out what they want and you want to help them, then you will exactly discover that reason, the best way that you can help that prospective client. Mark, with your nurtures, you work through, you establish that communication, you establish that trust, you establish that relationship, you got the listing, you got the appointment.
I have their permission to call back.
You have their permission to call back. You probably have their permission to call all their relatives and all their friends.
Absolutely, and even if you say no now, I'm going to say, hey, I know people change. I want to try you back down the road if that's cool with you. And if they're not, DNC.
Exactly.
There's plenty of people. You don't have to sell everybody. You just have to sell enough people.
Exactly, and you're not going to sell everybody. Nobody's going to be perfect. It's always a
Yeah.
challenge. There's always a new objection you might come across. There's always a new personality you come across. Times are changing. Millennials are different now. I mean, you have to adapt and overcome and be able to meet those the goals that you're wanting to set. Every day, set a schedule. Use Google Calendar. It is your friend.
That is my best friend. My team lives and dies by.
It also gives you some motivation because each day you wake up and you know what to do. You don't even have to think. That's why some salesmen
you will forget.
You will forget, and that's
you will get
why
overloaded.
keep everything as simple as possible. People, keep it simple. Break it down into its basic steps. Okay, wake up in the morning, exercise, whatever. Get with the kids. Get going. Eat something nutritious for breakfast. Go to your work. Lead generate. Do your follow-up calls. Do your closings. Afternoon, do a little more exercise or get a quick little nap. A quick little 30-minute nap when you can squeeze it in, folks. Do it.
Motivational video.
Meditation. To go into and throwing a frisbee for 15 minutes.
Think about what you could do differently, and
apply that.
Do something unorthodox. Do like if you have a repetition that you do every day.
Right.
Try coming in one day and doing it completely backwards.
Completely. Have a toilet that has a completely open floor plan and a pedestal that you can do up into a throne like
that was
the video.
Weird.
Check out the video on Real ISA, Real ISA on Facebook. Mark, tell the people how they can find us and how often they can listen to it.
I am doing a lot of the live streaming stuff, and Jason will be too. And we're just getting the ball rolling on this. I mean, we're just a crack in the egg. The chicken's about to hatch.
Where on Facebook can you find us?
Facebook, Real ISA Talk.
Real ISA Talk on Facebook. The podcast is Real Inside Sales Talk. You can download us on iTunes and Stitcher 3 times a week. Mark and I come out
3 times a week.
3 times a week.
3 times a week.
And you're going to get a bonus episode in here every now and then too. You're going to get us one of these weekends. We're going to sit down and talk about and be salesmen who are unwinding. From a long week, a successful long week.
We are, and we're going to have business owners that run other sales departments that we find us at Real ISA Talk on Facebook. Like and subscribe.
Share the show.
Drop a comment. If there's something you want us to talk about, how to handle an objection, whatever, let us know. We'll go over it.
We're on Facebook all the time. We'll get you feedback pretty immediately. And again, if you become a subscriber, supporting listener, starting out at $5 a month, you subscribe for a year and you get a half an hour of free coaching talk over Skype with Mark and myself. You subscribe at $10 a month for over a year, you get an hour free coaching talk with Mark and myself. We're going to get those goals accomplished for you. We're going to make you a success. We're going to help you do it. We're all in this together.
And Jason, I have to ask,
Mark, tell us.
Do you know how cheap that is?
That's incredibly cheap.
My favorite lunch is the $6 meal box at Taco Bell.
There you go. Forgo a lunch, one lunch a month, Mark. One lunch a month.
And learn ways to double your income.
And you're going to double, triple your income with us. So, Real Inside Sales Talk with Mark and Jason. I'm Jason.
I'm Mark. Thank you so much for subscribing and liking and watching.
Sharing, people.
Bueller.
We shared. We share a lot, don't we?
We share.
Exactly.
And
We
we're
share it
just
all.
being real.
Share it us on Facebook, Real ISA Talk on Facebook. Pretty soon our website, RealInsideSalesTalk.com. Check us out there. Like us, subscribe to us, iTunes, Stitcher. Share that on Facebook. Ask us questions. Mark, close us out.
We're going to be promoting a lot of cool new headsets and products here soon. Everything from the lead generation systems that actually work, headsets that are going to get you the best quality. So please pay attention to the products that we're going to be promoting. And these are everything that I use daily on my live videos.
Yes,
both of us. In both of our studios. And just pay attention. And if you like it, let us know you like it.
And we'll talk to you again on next episode. Thanks,
Real
people.
ISA Talk.
Thanks, folks.
Bye.